Good morning and welcome to Daily Cyber Briefing for Monday the 14th of April. I'm Stephen Ridgway. Fortinet has released a warning that previously patched vulnerabilities are being again targeted at the moment. This particular case, symbolic links are being used to allow attackers to bypass FortiGate patches. So if you are using Fortinet equipment with the SSL VPN component enabled, you need to have a look at this article and apply workarounds. Workarounds mitigations are available. They don't appear to be a direct fix for the underlying issues, but they will. I think you would put them in the category of sustainable workaround as opposed to root cause fix. 3 vulnerabilities that are affecting various versions of FortiOS. Long lists of numbers I'm not going to read out, but basically upgrade to 7.6.2 or 7.4.7 or 7.2.1 or 7.0.17 or 6.4.16 they've got mitigations built in. So if you are using Fortinet SSL VPN solutions, definitely take a look at that. Okay, so we're all aware of the fact that AI makes stuff up. I think the last time I looked with any intent at what the stats are around that, it was based around something like 20% of the stuff that, facts that AI comes up with, it's invented. Well, one of the facts it is very prone to inventing is the name of dependencies, package dependencies, when coding things. It's absolutely fantastic concept. I absolutely love it. Yeah, my code would work if you install this, but it requires this particular dependency. But the dependency is non-existent. It's just been made up. The difficulty with that is that the names that it makes up, not just one AI, but just in general AI, makes up very similar sounding, very similar names. If you create a package with that name, okay, anybody who's using AI for X, Y, and Z coding, where the LLM makes the suggestion that you need the dependencies, they'll go and find your code. So there is the potential then to at least theoretically, go and create lots and lots of packages with names like Code Llama or Wizard Coder or whatever it may be, with various version numbers behind it. If you make those as malicious pieces of code and just host them on GitHub somewhere, or in npm or PyPy or whatever it might be, it is quite likely that you are going to trick people into using your malicious code based on the fact that that's what's been recommended by AI. So quite curious. If you are interested in kind of how the workflow from a malicious user perspective would go, there's a good flow that's in the article that we'll link to the briefing. It's a good article from Bleeping Computer about this. So the key thing is be cautious when using AI to assist with things, bearing in mind, that AI. Yes, we know AI makes stuff up. If you're using it to help you with coding and it's making recommendations for dependencies, be aware that it's making stuff up in that arena as well as it makes stuff up in every other arena. And the fact that something might exist does not mean to say that it is actually a legitimate package that is supposed to do the job it's being recommended for. The fact that there's an absolutely terrible name for this. The concept of typo squatting means you just get buy up domains that are similar to well-known domains with a typo or with some substituted characters or whatever it might be in an attempt to con people via phishing, so on and so forth. Well, this is known as slop squatting. I can only assume that was a name that somebody in America came up with, because I cannot possibly imagine a Brit coming up with that name for this particular issue. Has all sorts of other connotations. Or is that just me? Right, and finally from me today, attribution is something which we all know who's doing what, but proving it beyond all reasonable doubt is remarkably difficult. However, it does appear that the Chinese have admitted that they are behind attacks to attacks on US infrastructure as a direct response to the US support for Taiwan. So I very much this was an official government statement. However, it's come from people who are very likely to be telling the truth about these sorts of things. So if you ever were concerned about whether attribution is actually real or not, well, here's an example that may have slipped out of where it is true. So, I've dealt with enough skeptics over the years around, nation states don't really do any of this stuff, and nation states can't be bothered with it. Well, yeah, no, that is rubbish. Proving it is remarkably difficult, but here's an instance where you actually can. So that's all from me for today. Hope you have